Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, ask yourselves how many times can you actually watch dreams come true? Well, today is such that day. These 5 student athletes have been preparing themselves for a lifetime for this exact moment in time. This is sacrifice. This is what it looks like. While many students went to the movies, these students went to the gym, into the field. While others were playing games, these students were competing. And while many others will never live out their dreams, these students will. So at first we'd like to have David Ledbetter please come up and share brief remarks about Jack Sen.
Many years that I've been involved in the IMG Academy. This is the first time I've actually beat St. Stephen's. I have to say it's very, very impressive. So, what can I say about Jack? Well, I've known Jack close to 3 years now. Jack first of all went to the IMG Academy and felt that he wasn't getting what he needed from my instructors, so he came to the person whose name was above the door. So I've spent a great deal of time with Jack. I'm glad he didn't play basketball because actually on my phone, because I didn't realize how you spelled his last name, I put Jack Jockey. And so Jack at that time was of slight build and still hasn't grown since then. So he's vertically challenged, and as they say, Jack, dynamite comes in small packages, right? Jack's been over here from Guangzhou in China for 6 years. And when he first came over to the US, he couldn't speak a word of English. And my trainer, Anderson, who was his trainer at IMG, relays the story of the time that they sent the kids out to run a mile. At that time, Jack was nowhere to be seen. All of a sudden, on their return journey, Trevor, TA as he's affectionately called, saw Jack leading the pack, bursting out there. And TA said, Jack, where the heck did you come from? Said, I come from China. He's got a tremendous attitude towards life. He's a hard worker, and it's been a real pleasure working with Jack over the last 2 or 3 years. His game has improved tremendously. He's been a sixth in the Florida State High School Championship, and with his hard work and certainly focus on education, I think he's certainly going to one of the best colleges in the country. So all I can do is wish Jack all the very, very best.
Now I invite Coach David, Red, Amy to come up to speak about Nicole Johnston.
Thank you very much. It's an honor to be here today. I have a 20-minute motivational speech that I'm all prepared to give you. You're going to get 2 minutes, guys, okay? I'm going to be quick, but to the point. I was thinking about what this day means, listening to all the awards, the team presentation, seeing the students, and I tried to think of one word which would give you the best definition of it, and to me it's special. Okay? If you're in here, whether you're an athlete, student, faculty, this day is all about special. So, in the modern day, I Googled it. We don't use dictionaries anymore, at least I don't. So I Googled it. And it gave me a couple word definitions. Better, greater, different than usual. Before I present Nicole, these words, this definition applies to her, but applies to this environment today. I would like to talk a little bit about Nicole. She's committed and accepted into Cornell. The way she's balanced academics and sports has been special. She's worked so hard in both areas. She is a true student athlete. If I was to think of what a student athlete would be, it would be Nicole. Her competitive spirit and ability to still have time for her friends, that's special. And I'll tell you, we do butt heads occasionally with her competitive spirit. It's not a secret, we do. But I love that about her. I'm not going to keep you long. I have a challenge for you. Anytime I'm asked to speak, it's not only to talk about the good qualities of somebody. It's a challenge to every student in here, whether you play sports, you're a teacher, parent. It's the 7 most important words. That's the challenge today. I'm going to leave you with them, and I'm going to present Nicole. The 7 most important words I know of: never, ever give up. And I challenge you today to take that with you in academics, sports, and whatever you do. Nicole's ranked 53 in the country, a 5-star recruit, going to Cornell, present Nicole Johnson. Thank you.
Now I invite Coach Tiffany Davis to come up and talk about Zachary Bissett.
Hey, I'm Tiffany. I'm a former Falcon, so it's great to be back here. I played tennis here a few years back. I have the opportunity to talk about Zach Bissett, my student. I met him 4 years ago, and I was very impressed with his work ethic, how respectful he was, and how much he loved tennis. So that really inspired me to want to really help him more and more every day. He was smaller than me when I started working with him. Now he's about a foot taller than me. So I have to look up to him a little bit now. He worked so hard over the last 4 years. He committed to boxing, to doing fitness drills, to lifting weights, doing literally everything I told him to do. He put up with me for 4 years, so I think he deserves a little bit of an award for that too. I want to share with you that he actually gave up a Division I scholarship to follow his heart and play for a college that he believed would be the best for him. So I'm very impressed with his choices and with how he's matured and what a great person and athlete he is. So I'm very proud of him. He's done a great job, and I think he's a great team player. He's loving St. Stephen's, and you guys should all go out and support the tennis too. They have a great team, so go on out and support. And I think he's a great. He will represent St. Stephen's very well. Congratulations.
Now, to talk about Toby Howell, our very own Mark Jones.
I've had the pleasure of knowing Toby since he was about that big, about Henry's height right now. Toby is a young man. It was a young player that came out when we had some we still have some very, very strong players. Toby immersed himself in the program, he immersed himself in the culture of the soccer program, and for me to see Toby grow and develop into the young man that he is right now, and just full of pride at his accomplishments. Toby's got all the attributes for a great athlete. He's smart, technical, works hard, has grit, desire, determination, everything it takes to get to that next level. What I would say about Toby making him special, he's a very well-rounded person. He's sociable, academically very gifted, and just a great kid. Toby is off to one of the top Division I programs in the country, and I'm proud and we're all proud. Toby Howell. Congratulations.
And now to talk about Wyatt Canopy is Todd Cornetti.
So when I originally met Wyatt, it was about a year ago, and he was not yet Falcon. And I don't think that we saw at the beginning that he would land here. But over time, things happen. Wyatt's mom has been coaching here with us, and as we got to know the family, and she had to make some decisions, St. Stephen's became a good fit. And I think people were concerned about somebody who was a senior making the transition. But Wyatt has been beyond a help in the football program. He's been beyond somebody who just came here and managed to do what he needed to. He's fit right in. When I look around today and I see him here, he looks like somebody who could have been here for a much, much longer time. He's accepted everything we've asked him to do, the challenge in the classroom, the challenge of being a leader in a program that was growing, and he's contributed at every corner. He helped be a part of a team this year that was tougher and more physical and more driven than ever before. A team that set a record for wins in school history, but also a team that understands now a little bit more what it looks like to be a big-time player, but also, more importantly, a big-time student athlete. And having Wyatt here, serving in that role, being that role model to our younger players, we know that the future is brighter in part because he was here, but also in part because his teammates loved him and loved having him around and accepted the challenge. As Wyatt gets ready to move on to Boston College, he's not just a Division I prospect, for those of you who know, or a Division I recruit and signee today, but he'll play in a Power 5 conference, at Boston College Atlantic Coast Conference, and has a lot of great years going to one of the best academic schools in the country, and so he'll continue to chase his dreams as a student athlete wherever it might lead him. Congratulations, Wyatt.
Ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
As they sign their name away and sign up for a very exciting next 4 years of their lives, let's give them one more hand. It's so wonderful to come together with our student athletes in grades 6 through 12 to have a day like today to celebrate these sports at St. Stephen's. We're so blessed to have the wonderful direction and leadership from Coach Paletti and Coach McQueen. A big hand for them. And again, we're so thankful for the dedication of our coaches who not only help teach the skills and all that is needed about the game, but they also talk and care about nurturing our student athletes as developing character and good citizenship on the field and off. So we really appreciate it from all of our coaches. Again, a big support from our faculty for all of it's a team effort here when we have all of our students out playing as many sports as they're playing and having to balance what goes on in the classroom and also be leaving to go off to games. So thank you to all of the teachers who work with each and every one of you student athletes with all that they do. So again, let's hear it for our teachers. Parents who are here and who have supported everything that we do with St. Stephen's Athletics and St. Stephen's as a school. We really appreciate your support throughout the entire season. So parents, thank you very, very much. And then finally, to all of you students, just this school is a very, very special school, and you put in so many hours of work to do everything that you can do here at St. Stephen's. We provide the opportunities, and you just, you give your heart and soul all the time. I'm always amazed, as I know the faculty feels the same way, with just the effort and energy that you bring each and every day to school. So we really thank you. Again, congratulations for a great season, and go Falcons on Friday night. Thank you.